Hi, it's Casey. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. I help women lose fat, get fit, and gain confidence. With the new year approaching, I know many of you are probably looking at getting started or getting back into a regular fitness routine. And here's just a few tips that I have to share with you today about how to do this safely and effectively. So, number one, I want to encourage you all to be realistic. Okay. If you have not been active for quite some time, or it's been a while since you've been active, I do encourage you to be realistic in in your goals as far as how much should you be exercising. Okay. So you may think, I'm going to go all in and exercise 5 or 6 days starting on January 1st. Okay. Not necessarily realistic. You want to maybe ease in a little bit more slowly and start to create that habit. And how we do that is by small steps. So maybe you focus on the first week. I'm going to exercise 2 to 3 days this week. And you can always increase from there. But I think a big mistake that a lot of people make when they're getting back into a regular exercise routine is they go all in and end up just not being able to keep up with the commitment of that. So start easily, start slowly, 2 to 3 times a week instead of thinking you have to go hard every single day. Along the same lines, number two, I would say is start with a lower level of intensity than you think you're capable of. Okay. If your body is not used to regular movement and you go all in and lift as heavy as you possibly can and go as hard as you possibly can, your body is going to hate you. All right. Number one, you could injure yourself. Number two, you're going to be incredibly sore and you're not going to want to go back to that workout in another day or two. You may be sore for 3 to 4 to 5 days if you go too hard from the get go. So I encourage you to start slowly. Definitely take the intensity level down a notch. We can always increase with time. Okay. But I'd rather have you start lighter weights, no weights, or shorter duration, easier pace, than go incredibly hard and be so sore you can't even handle it, or worse, injure yourself. And then you're on the sidelines again for quite some time. So keep that intensity level low. Now, how do we little offshoot here, but how do we safely increase the intensity of our workouts as well as the progression of our weights? And what I will say here is starting off slowly, giving yourself that little bit of window, maybe a week or two. And once you get through that initial couple of weeks, you can start to progress the intensity of your workouts. If you're strength training, this means lifting heavier weights. And what I would recommend is once you get to that point where you can pretty easily do 10 to 12 repetitions of a weight, that's usually a good indicator you're ready to increase your weight. I would suggest keeping it to a low incremental change. All right. So some women who are starting with real low weights, maybe a 2 pound increase is going to be just fine for you. Generally, I would suggest moving up by about 5 pounds with your progression. And the way you know that you're ready to do that is if you're pretty easily handling 10 to 12 or more repetitions, I would encourage you to grab a heavier weight and shoot for maybe on the low end, 7 or 8 repetitions with that heavier weight. Okay. The key with progression is to make sure that we're doing it safely. We want to hold and maintain good quality form. So if you're finding your form drop or you're not able to hold good quality form as you progress that weight, it's too heavy for you. So you need to kind of start back at that lower weight. Okay, safety is definitely a big concern. And then you're going to continue to see progress with the workouts and with your fitness plan if you continue to use that progression of your weights. Okay, so with time, you have to continue to increase either the repetitions or the weight, time under tension. So there's different things with like tempo lifts that we could do. That's going to encourage your muscles to work a little bit harder, just continuing to progress that strength and that muscle building. All right. My number three recommendation for how to safely ease back into exercise or start would be to follow a structured program. Unless you're a personal trainer, you may not have the knowledge, to know exactly what you should be doing in the gym or with your workouts at home. And you may pick and choose. You may find a workout on Instagram and one on YouTube, and you may just be all willy-nilly about it. A good program is going to be structured in a way that's working all your major muscle groups 2 to 3 times a week, and there's going to be progression encouraged. Okay. So if you can follow a structured program, taking that worry off of you. What do I do? Well, how, what lift should I do today? Follow a structured program is going to take a lot of that worry off your plate. And it's really going to help you focus on making sure that you're lifting correctly, as well as following a good program. So you're working the muscles regularly enough to see progress, but also not too much. So you're going to injure yourself or have burnout or have issues like that. Okay. So follow a structured program if you can. And then this kind of goes along with it. Number 4 would be get support. Okay. So again, if you're not a personal trainer or you haven't had a lot of experience in the fitness world, you're going to want to turn to somebody who has some knowledge and understanding of working with a client like yourself. Okay. So I would encourage you to work with a trainer. If you can get in with someone at a local gym, that could be very helpful. I know that can be barriers as far as time and costs go. Virtually, all right, is a great option. Of course, I do offer a virtual program that provides guidance and support, as well as a structured program. So if you're interested in checking it out, I encourage you to do so. But having that support to make sure that you are getting, that you're doing the right exercises for your goals and that you are doing your form and technique properly to help, number 1, make sure that you're working the muscles that those lifts are designed to work, because if your form is off, you may not be really working those muscles you think you are. But also so you prevent injury and you can stay healthy and you can progress in your fitness so you can reach your goals in the year ahead. So that is my recommendations. Those are my recommendations for someone who is getting back into a fitness program. And I'll just repeat them real quick. Be realistic. Don't go all in. You don't have to go hard 6 days a week. With time, you will see progress. So ease in nice and slow with the frequency as well as your intensity of your workouts. That's number 2. Follow a structured program and get support as you're able to do so. If you're looking for an online nutrition and trainer, I'm here to help you. So check out my website, inspirehw.com, and I'd love to help.